interviews with the U.S. Police and Fire Championships, and I'd like to welcome you to the San Miguel Fire Station number 23. So thanks so much for joining us today. This is Ron Gilman, who's one of the fabulous firefighters that's here at the station, and he is going to help us talk about how to prepare our turkey for Thanksgiving. So this is quite a setup.
Yeah.
This is not your average Joe here in their setup, right?
No, this is a little bigger than what the normal person would have.
Yes, I think so. So not to be intimidated, but you're going to walk us through some great basic steps on how to prepare your turkey for Thanksgiving. So let's get started.
Okay, so we have a fresh raw turkey here. And this is just a store-bought Genio or whatever brand turkey. So with these turkeys, they already come from the store. They come from the manufacturer pre-brine. They have like an 8% brine solution. So I don't brine mine unless I get them fresh. So what I do is I marinate in some Italian dressing overnight, and that just adds a little flavor, and it's pretty similar to brining. It's got the same type of ingredients, but it's not as salty as a regular brine.
Okay, so that's just like big plastic bag, Italian dressing inside.
Italian dressing inside.
Nothing more complicated than that.
Nope.
Awesome.
And I mean, feel free. This is just the way that I do my turkeys, but you can marinate them in whatever you like. The sky's the limit. So these turkeys, like I said, were marinated overnight. What I do here, we have an injection, and injections are your preference based on your taste. So this is just a commercial injection here, and same thing goes with any types of rubs or anything. It's all personal preference. It's just whatever flavors you like. There's thousands of rubs out there, so just pick which one you like and use it.
And that could be a dry rub, like just seasonings I put together.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So
Is this the Corona vaccine?
Yeah. This is our turkey injector. They make a bunch of different kinds. This one's kind of cool because it gives you certain amounts if you just want to inject a little bit at a time.
Got it. Okay.
So we'll stick it here in the injection, and I'll go into the front of the bird and kind of work my way up into the breast.
And so you're going up between the skin and the meat,
yeah,
right?
So
okay.
I don't like piercing the skin too much, as the least amount as possible, because it's just going to run out when it's cooking. So I try to go in the side, go into the breast. I'll get in here, get the legs, get a little more injection. We'll get into the thigh area, but you basically just want to go around, get your injection into the legs, the thighs, the breast, and that's going to keep moisture in your turkey.
Okay. And
also whatever flavors are in there, you're going to get into your turkey as well.
Okay.
So, once we got the turkey injected, so when you pull this turkey out of the marinade, or brine, if you're brining it, you want to dry it off real well. And I put mine on a rack on a sheet pan, and stick it in the refrigerator, and that's going to draw the moisture out of the skin, so you get a little more crispy skin.
So you dry it to make it moist?
Yeah, pretty much.
Seems confusing.
Well, dry it to keep the skin from getting rubbery.
Right.
So once you get it all ready to go, then you can use either olive oil, you can use melted butter, you can use cooking spray.
Give it a good rub down.
Give it a good rub down.
Okay.
And then you're going to put your rub on. And I sprinkle
the dry rub. This is the dry rub now.
Dry rub.
Okay.
So I sprinkle the dry rub all over it.
Yep.
Work it in those crevices. I put aromatics in the cavity, so thyme, fresh thyme, sage, rosemary, some onions. You can put a little garlic in there if you want. And that's just going to help permeate the meat and give you a little more flavor. So once you have it rubbed down and you got whatever, I don't recommend doing stuffing, because that keeps the turkey, it doesn't cook as well. So you want a little bit of airflow in there to help cook the turkey.
I feel like that's a great debate, though. Like some people love to
Some
stuff it,
people do.
but it's amateur hour if you're stuffing it. It sounds like.
Yeah, if you're gonna make stuffing, cook it in a different pan.
Okay.
I'm not comfortable with doing that. So,
Okay.
So yeah, once you have it rubbed down, and whatever type of smoker you're using, it depends on temp. When we barbecue, we don't go by time; we go by temperature.
Okay.
So
that's a helpful hint.
It needs to be, poultry needs to be cooked to a minimum of 165 degrees internal temp.
Uh-huh.
So you're gonna want to check your turkey at the thickest part of the turkey, so like in between the breast and the backbone there.
Okay.
And check it a few different places. Check the legs, but you want it to be at least 165.
Okay.
And that makes it safe.
Okay. So if I don't have this at home, what would I be cooking?
So
this in?
the big thing nowadays are the pellet smokers, and
Okay.
we actually have a Traeger here. Those are very easy. You can turn them on and set your temperature. So obviously, the higher the temperature, the quicker it's going to cook. So in my smoker, I run it about 250 degrees, and it takes about 30 minutes a pound. So
Okay.
obviously, if your temperature is higher than that, it's going to cut your cooking time down. So
But I don't want to go too high that I dry the turkey out.
right, you don't want to cook it too fast. I like them low and slow.
Yep.
And they come out a lot tender and juicier.
Okay. So
So-
is Tom the turkey ready to go?
This is ready to go. We
Okay.
can throw them in. We actually have our turkey that's been cooking here. Slide that guy over. So we'll take the turkey
Right in.
right in. And I like putting the turkey in breast side up, because on this bottom side you have the dark meat, and it takes the heat a lot better, and it won't dry out like the white meat does.
Okay.
So get another.
Loveliness.
So
Ta-da.
you notice the tips. I wrap them with foil. You can wrap the ends of the legs with foil and the wing tips, just
Okay.
for better presentation. But
Okay.
it doesn't affect the flavor.
Okay. So this is about 7 hours.
It's about 7 hours.
Low and slow.
Low and slow.
Okay.
This ran up. It was in there just a little bit longer, so it ran up to about 170 degrees internal temp.
Okay.
But when you take the turkey out, you want to let it rest at least 30 minutes, because when it's in the cooker, that heat is pushing all the moisture and everything to the center of the turkey. So when you take it out and let it rest, the muscle, the meat relaxes and lets the juices all
Okay.
get redistributed. So if you notice, if you cook like a tri-tip or something and you pull it right off and you go to cut through it and all the juices run out.
Yeah.
So if you let it rest a while, then the juices will stay in the meat.
And if I had a regular barbecue, like
Briquettes,
there they are, how long would this have taken? The same amount of time?
it depends. If you're going to use briquettes, you'd want to do it with the coals off to one side.
Okay.
And do like because you don't want all your heat on your turkey.
Okay.
So you want to kind of push your coals over, and it depends on how hot your coal bed is. So it's probably because your cooking chamber is smaller and it's going to be hotter. But if you can control the temp,
Okay.
250 to 300, it's probably going to be around the same amount of time.
Oh, okay. Same amount of time.
So I would say it like, and the other thing you can do is you can spatchcock this.
I
So
have no idea what that means.
basically, when the turkey's raw,
Okay.
you cut down and you take the backbone out,
Okay.
and you basically like butterfly it.
Oh, right. Okay.
So that'll cut the cooking time down in half, and they cook real evenly. I just like cooking them whole because it's a little nicer.
Okay. So when you take the backbone out, the meat cooks quicker.
Yeah, it's so
Fascinating.
instead of this cavity and everything,
Yeah.
you're just laying it down flat like one piece of meat.
Got it. Okay.
So and
Perfect.
they cook a lot quicker. So
Okay,
it's kind of
perfect.
your preference and
Okay.
how much time you have.
Perfect. I know we haven't let it rest for 30 minutes, but can we cut?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Perfect. Is there a particular knife you would suggest?
This is actually, Robert, could you give me the smooth blade one? or like chef's knife.
So I see you've put,
I'll use this.
it looks like onion and thyme or rosemary or something in there. Okay.
So there's thyme, there's some sage, some rosemary,
Okay.
some onions, and it's just for aromatics.
Yep.
And so, let's see here.
And this turkey is about how big? How many pounds?
14.
14.
You can see it just pulls apart.
Yep.
Wings off here.
The firehouse is going to eat well.
Yeah, we're
Shortly,
gonna
huh?
have turkey for days.
What's the number one mistake you think people make when cutting their turkey?
I don't know if there's mistakes in cutting it, but just take your time.
Take your time. try to rush it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. And since we're at a fire station, I think it's important we talk about deep frying your turkey and how you guys must get called out to those disasters, right? So let's talk a little bit just about safety protocol for deep fryers. Obviously, we don't want it close to the house.
Right. Don't put your deep fryer in the garage. Keep it away from any structures or any vegetation. Try to keep it on the concrete somewhere.
Okay.
Make sure that your turkey is completely thawed and not frozen, because water and hot oil
Yeah. Right.
don't react well
problem.
together.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's probably the number one thing, is just making sure the turkey is all the way completely thawed and dry.
And dry.
Yeah,
Before you put
dry
it in
off.
the oil.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Got it.
yeah, it's dangerous.
It feels like we
but-
always hear stories every Thanksgiving
Yeah,
about
and just
somebody's house caught on fire.
measuring the proper amount of oil in your pot.
Okay.
Some people, they just dump the oil in, they go to throw the turkey in, and it overflows, and then that grease goes down and hits the flame, and then
Yeah.
you have a fire.
Awesome.
So
Very good, Ron.
Yep.
Well, this looks amazing and delicious. Thank you so much for taking us through some quick tips on how to have the best turkey this Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
And on behalf of the U.S. Police and Fire Championships, thank you to everyone here at the station for all you're doing to keep us all safe.
Thank you.
We
Thanks
hope
for
to
having
see
me.
you at the games in 2021.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Ron.